What's up guys, it's Silver2K. Today is going to be a how to drift for the ultra beginners, and if you are checking out this little drift train that's going on right here, if you want to learn how to do this, I highly suggest you watch this video all the way through. Today I got some of my, I'm kind of parked in the way, but luckily I'm Ghost. Today we got people from my team. We got DX Hardcore, we got Notice, we got Lynx, we got Ant, we got Lily, and Ethan's over there as well. We're a split controller and wheel team. I believe Anthony's on his controller, Hardcore's on his controller, and we all drift the exact same style. So this is going to be a video for just anyone getting into drifting like as ultra beginners. So the very first thing I'm going to discuss, I kind of mentioned it in my last video, is controller settings. You may load up a YouTube video that's about how to drift, and they'll be like, oh, you got to mess with all these controller settings. You do not. As you can see, controller, all my buttons are the same. There's no secret button for clutch or anything. And then I do have a lot of wheel settings. These are all my wheel settings if you're on wheel. But on controller, I drift the exact same way as I do on wheel. I'm sure you guys have seen videos in the past of me getting tandems. Leave everything default, and if you're on wheel, then there's some things that change. Second thing, all of your difficulty settings that involve your car, so driving assist preset, anti-lock off, steering, traction control off, stability off, shifting manual with clutch. This is the biggest thing for learning how to drift this game. Always use manual with clutch. It is an extra tool that helps you with drifting. It's not there to make anything more difficult. And then damage and tire wear, none. And launch control, you can turn on or off. It's just gonna get you faster off the line. That's all it does. It doesn't affect drifting at all. So we've gone over all the base settings that you need to learn how to drift. The next thing that we'll get into is tuning. If you guys ever need a tune for any kind of drift car, look up UCXT for essentially any car, and if we have a drift build for it, it'll be under there. So for me, you type in UCXT and then boom, there's mine. I believe I'm the only one that has driven this car, but I know Anthony and Hardcore have many tunes for like the Chaser, the 240SX, the S15. I have one for the RCF that's really nice, which is a Lexus. So just look up UCXT in any description. Alright, so the next biggest thing is how to use clutch. So when you're beginning to use clutch, I highly suggest using a car that does not have a turbo on it, because a turbo has turbo lag, and you want a supercharger or something that is naturally aspirated. It is so much easier to learn clutch that way because the car will not stall as easily. Alright. One of the most basic things for drifting is obviously your wheels want to be moving the opposite direction that your car is trending towards. So you want to steer the opposite direction. So right now I'm steering to the right and my car wants to go to the left. Right here I'm steering left, my car wants to go to the right. And that is how you keep a drift going, is you just continue steering in the opposite direction that your car is going. The next biggest thing is tires. So for tires, this is Forza, this is an arcade game, this isn't a simulator. So the best tires for this kind of drifting are standard or snow tires. As you can see, I have snow tires on these things with these blue lines and the little studs. Those are the best tires for drifting in this game, because if you use street, if you use sport, if you use racing tires, if you use drag, it will make your car look super unstable for not only you, but for the other people that you're trying to drift with. Because like I said, we're on controller, so we gotta tap our little thumbsticks like this and our front wheels are gonna spaz out. And the less traction that you have on the front wheels, the less body roll that your car is going to have. It's just a Forza thing. So if you are on snow tires, like look at my body roll right now, the body of the car is barely moving, but my wheels are spazzing out. The reason that I have snow tires on this car specifically is because when you purchase it from the auto show, it has street tires on its stock. So the only way to get your street tires off is to put snow tires on, since you can't get standard tires. Standard tires are on cars like the 240, the Chaser, anything that is a super like low class car when you purchase it from the auto show, and then it'll say standard and abbreviation next to that tire. Alright, so if you're having a problem, let's say you're trying to hold a drift right now and then your car just spins out. What do you think is the issue? One is you might be using too much throttle, so it could be a tune thing if you're using a funky tune. It could be you're in the wrong gear, so let's say you're in like first. Look at my RPMs bouncing. My tires are spinning so fast right now that I have much less control of the car. If you ever see how I drift, look at my throttle. It's never going anywhere near redline, really. The only way to do that is to tap your right trigger if you're on controller. So you just never try to hold it longer than maybe a few seconds. Maybe if you're trying to catch up to somebody, you can hold it just outright in redline, but if you don't want to spin out or you want to make it harder to spin out, you only tap the throttle. So that's one way to not spin out. Another way is to clutch kick, like I just said earlier. You have a lot of angle, boom, hold the clutch, your car will eventually pull back. So you drift, you over angle, pull the clutch, car comes back. Okay, so we've gone over settings, we've gone over clutch, we've gone over throttle inputs to help not spin out. Now let's say if you're getting a little bit too less angle. So instead of over spinning, like I showed, let's say you're trying to drift and you're only getting like this much angle. Obviously you could hold the throttle a little bit more and your butt will spin out, or the rear of your car will go wider, or you could tune your brake settings. So I'll go ahead and show you right now under tune car. I'll go to my brake. Look, the pressure is only 20% and it's 82% to the front. And if you guys want to know what that does, essentially it just kicks the butt of your car outwards. I know I talked about it in my last video, but that's what it does. So if I'm drifting with friends and I hit the brakes, my car doesn't come to a complete stop, and all it does is just make the back of my car go out a little bit more. Alright, the next thing to talk about is your e-brake. Since we're on manual with clutch, when you hit the e-brake, so your A button, you want to be holding the clutch in, and your car won't stall. So right here, I hold A, and then now since I have the clutch in, I could just rev limiter even though my tires aren't moving. You do that so your car doesn't stall on like an entry to a tight corner. Let's say I'm trying to drift into this gas station. I have to hold in the clutch to hit e-brake. Otherwise my car will stall like this. Let's say I just come around this corner, hit the e-brake, boom, my RPM's dropped, and then now you have to wait for the game to give you like some relief to hit the throttle control, because there's a little bit of delay when you stall. Like I had right trigger held that entire time. That is when you need to hold left bumper while you hold A. Alright, now here we're going to get into a little bit of the tandem drifting aspect, so what these two are doing. So, in order to make your car look smooth on other people's screens, you can't be having one like thumbstick tap every like half a second. You can't just be doing that, because that looks super scuffed, and you see how like my car is wobbling like crazy while I'm holding the gas. What you want to be doing is tapping close to the limit of your thumbstick and try never to return back to the center of the thumbstick. So, and to increase the rate at which you do that, because that is how you make your car look smooth on controller. So like if you look at my front wheels right now, I am tapping pretty fast and I'm going like full, like to the full side of my analog stick and not returning to center. If I was returning to center, it looked like that, and that is not what you want. You want to be as smooth as possible, because like I said, we're on controller and we're driving in a car game. It's like impossible to look smooth. Alright, here we go. Me and Ant on wheel. Hardcore is on controller behind me. I believe that we have a full like 6 or 7 person tandem train going on behind me right now. I can't look back since I'm on wheel, but I would love to right now. Oh. Very nice. Alright, so there was me following a wheel drifter. Now I will follow a controller drifter. Ignore the bangs, that's just Forza physics. They don't allow you to literally be inside the other door of the other person. But as you can see, we're both drifting the exact same way, and that's with the exact controller stuff that I told you, and then the wheel settings that I also showed. Hardcore says hi.
Yeah, what the
Because I
fuck?
made it blue.
Why?
For my colour,
Wait.
for my colour, man. You can change the body colour.
Why don't you put it in?
If you change the body colour,
Oh.
it changes the colour of the actual, the flames and
Oh,
stuff.
it changes the flames and like the little accent because
Yeah.
all underneath everything. I see. That's cool.
Yes.
So Lynx can have his red colour. Fucking...
Wait, but how? Oh, never mind.
I'll make another one with my red colour
So
on it.
I would like to change to have the colour red because of the red dragon. Like I think that's Lynx's colour, though, isn't it? So I was reading his
Yeah.
colour. Like.
It's been red since Horizon 3, I think.
I remember I used to be lime green.
Oh, didn't want to hit that.
You should actually rock line green.
I remember it was lime green, but I'm just gonna keep this blue at the moment.
Go on, Sylvan.
I need to be fair,
Rock
we
one.
literally used to